In this video, we are going to explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Montreal. This is the most complete and detailed video you will watch today about this destination, covering everything from the logistics of the largest French-speaking city in North America to the secrets of Old Montreal, Mount Royal, the underground city, and the best tips to save money. So let us get started. Montreal, the largest city in the province of Quebec, is a city of incredible and unique contrasts. It is the place where French European heritage meets North American modernity. It is a bilingual, safe, culturally vibrant metropolis that knows how to enjoy life both in the harsh winter and in the summer full of festivals. It is the center of Canadian fashion street art and boasts spectacular gastronomy. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Montreal? The best time by far is during the summer from June to September. The days are long, hot, and the city turns into an open-air stage with festivals like jazz and Just for Laughs. Autumn from September to October is famous for tree leaves turning red and orange, creating breathtaking landscapes. We recommend avoiding spring, especially April, as it is the thaw season, and the streets get muddy. Winter from December to March is brutally cold with lots of snow, but that is when you can use the underground city and go ice skating. And how many days to stay in Montreal? Montreal is not just a city, it is a dense island with distinct neighborhoods. The bare minimum we recommend to see the main neighborhoods without rushing too much is 3 to 4 full days. But to take it easy, visit museums in depth, climb Mount Royal, and still take a day trip to Quebec City or Ottawa. The ideal is 5 to 6 full days. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Canada, you need to be aware of the current rules. Many nationalities only need an electronic travel authorization called ETA, which is cheap and fast if arriving by air. Others might need a traditional visitor visa stamped in the passport. Always check the updated rules with the consulate before boarding, as diplomatic rules can change. And remembering travel insurance. Medical costs in Canada are extremely high, so travel insurance is highly recommended and indispensable. The health system is public for residents, but private and expensive for tourists, and the cost of a simple medical emergency can reach thousands of dollars. We never travel without it, and in the link in the description there is the comparator we use, which always finds insurance for half the price, comparing the best insurers on the market. We will leave the link in the description for you to guarantee this protection. Now let us talk about transportation and how to get around Montreal. The golden rule is do not rent a car in Montreal to stay downtown. It is the worst possible idea because traffic is full of construction sites, parking is difficult and expensive, and you cannot turn right on a red light on the island. Montreal's public transport is the best in Canada. The metro and buses are the only efficient way to get around. Upon arrival at Trudeau Airport, take the 747 bus, which costs about $8 and is valid for 24 hours. To get around the city, buy the 3-day or unlimited weekend Metro Pass. Uber works very well. For those who are renting a car, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. Rent only if you are leaving the city to go to Mont-Tremblant, Quebec City, or Ottawa. We will leave the link to the comparator we use in the description for these specific road trip cases. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier and less tiring. You will be close to all these tourist spots and spend less time commuting. The strategy is to choose the side of the city that appeals to you the most. The main choice for logistics is downtown. The advantage of this area is that it is the commercial heart close to St. Catherine Street, and with direct access to the underground city and the metro, which is vital in winter. It is a super busy area full of shops and museums. The ideal profile is for first-time visitors looking for total convenience. The second excellent option is Old Montreal, or Vieux Montreal. The advantage is that this is the historic and charming area with cobblestone streets and old buildings. It is more romantic, has great restaurants, but is a little further from the metro and is more expensive. The ideal profile is for those seeking history and European atmosphere. A third option for those seeking the local and young vibe is the Plateau Mont Royal neighborhood full of cafes and colorful houses. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best central region to stay, highlighting the areas near the metro stations that facilitate tourism. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. Over there, you can already put your travel date and see all hotel options within this strategic location for the lowest prices. We will also leave links to the hotels we have already stayed at and approved. In all destinations, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located for those who want to save money, and another that is a little better in the same location but a little more expensive with more comfort. These are great options tested by us. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advance strategy. Good hotels in Montreal sell out months in advance, especially during the Formula One Grand Prix in June and summer festivals. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later due to any change of plans, it is super easy and at no cost. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips and that have everything much cheaper, such as the international eSIM cell phone chip. So you arrive connected as public. Wi-Fi is not always good. The discounted travel insurance we already mentioned. Tickets for all the popular attractions. We will mention next, the good and cheap hotels. We have already stayed at the car rental comparator that we do not recommend for downtown Montreal, and the global account to carry Canadian dollars paying much lower exchange rates than in traditional exchange offices. And the links already contain automatic discounts because we are always updating them. So save this page in your favorites and use it when planning, as it will facilitate your trip a lot and make you save a lot of money. Now let us get to the main attractions with details you cannot miss. Attraction number 1 is the Notre Dame Basilica. This is the most beautiful church in North America, located at Place d'Armes in Old Montreal. Why is it famous? For its stunning interior in neo-Gothic style, all in deep blue and gold stars. Logistics are simple. Just go to the Place d'Armes metro station. The simple visit costs about $12. But the golden tip is to buy the ticket for the night show, Aura, a light and music spectacle projected inside the church that costs about $25 and is moving. The second indispensable attraction is the Old Port. This is the recreational boardwalk along the St. Lawrence River. Its fame comes from outdoor activities and the river view. Logistics involve walking from Old Montreal. You can rent bikes, paddle boats, or ride the Montreal Observation Wheel to see the city from above. The Ferris wheel ticket costs about $20. In winter, there is an incredible ice skating rink. Visiting the area is free. The third attraction is Mount Royal. This is the mountain in the middle of the city that gives Montreal its name. Why is it famous? For the park designed by the same creator of Central Park, and for the panoramic view from the Condiaronk lookout. Logistics involve taking bus number 11 or walking up the trails. On Sundays, in summer, Tam Tams happens a free drum party at the base of the mountain. Entrance to the park is free. The fourth attraction is St. Joseph's Oratory. Why is it famous? It is the largest church in Canada with a giant dome, located at the highest point of the city. It is a pilgrimage site famous for the miracles of Brother Andre. Logistics involve going to Côte d'Ivoire Station. The sunset view from up there is fantastic. Entrance to the church is free, but the museum costs about $4. The fifth attraction is the Olympic Park and the Biodome. This complex houses the stadium of the 76 Olympics and its inclined tower. Why is it famous? For the Biodome, a living museum where you walk through 4 ecosystems of the Americas, seeing penguins, lynxes, and macaws loose. Logistics involve going to Viu Station. The Biodome ticket costs about $18 and needs to be scheduled. The sixth attraction is the Underground City, or RESO. It is 20 miles of tunnels connecting malls, metro stations, and hotels. Why is it famous? For allowing life to continue normally in the harsh winter. Logistics involve entering through the Eaton Center or Place Montreal Trust malls downtown. It is not a visual attraction, it is a giant mall, but it is a marvel of engineering. Access is free. The seventh attraction is the Jean Talon Market. Located in Little Italy, it is one of the largest open-air markets in North America. Why is it famous? For fresh local products like Quebec, cheeses, fruits, and maple syrup. Logistics involve going to Jean Talon Station. It is the perfect place to taste local culture. Entry is free. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. On the spot, it is always more expensive. Lines are long, and the most famous sites like the Aura show at the Basilica and the Biodome sell out days before. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the video description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price and with immediate confirmation. It is the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the Ferris wheel boat, tours on the river, and food tours. Everything for the lowest price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on international card fees and guaranteeing your entry. Now let us move on to gastronomy. Montreal's cuisine is unique and the best in Canada. Dish number 1 is poutine French fries with cheese curds that squeak when biting and hot gravy. Other classics are smoked meat, a smoked meat sandwich, and Montreal bagels, which are boiled in honey water before baking. For restaurant suggestions, if you are looking for a cheap and classic option, go to La Banquise. It is an institution open 24 hours serving dozens of types of poutine. The classic costs about $9. For a historic experience, go to Schwartz S Deli to eat the smoked meat sandwich. It is tight-old and legendary. The sandwich costs about $11. And for absolute luxury, Tokay is one of the best restaurants in the country focused on local ingredients. The tasting menu costs about $150 per person. Remember that a 15% tip is expected in Canada. Quick and in-depth shopping tips. The focus in Montreal is fashion and design. For international brands and department stores like Simon's, go to St. Catherine Street downtown. For luxury shopping, the Holt Renfrew Ogilvy store is the place. If you are looking for vintage clothes thrift stores and independent boutiques, go to Mont Royal Avenue in the Plateau or the Mile End neighborhood. And do not forget to buy maple syrup to take home. What to do at night? Nightlife in Montreal is legendary and very lively. It is intense and concentrated on Crescent Street, full of pubs and terraces, and on Boulevard Saint Laurent, where the busiest nightclubs are. In summer, the Place des Arts region turns into an open-air festival. The Montreal Casino on Notre Dame Island is open 24 hours. And if you are traveling with kids, Montreal is great for kids. They will love the La Ronde amusement park, which has radical roller coasters. The #1 attraction for them is the Science Center in the Old Port, full of interactive exhibits. Another attraction is the Biodome to see the animals. And to combine your trip, the most classic combination is with Quebec City. From Montreal, you can take a train or bus and in 3 hours be in the most European city in the Americas, all walled. Another option is Ottawa, the country's capital, which is 2 hours away. In winter, the perfect combination is with Mont Tremblant for skiing, which is an hour-and-a-half drive away. If you liked this complete guide, like the video, and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world with the best tips. Thank you very much, and have a safe trip.